How would you even go about paying 0% tax in the EU?
You need to create a center of interest that is strong enough outside of your country that you're living in. Because it's even possible if you live in Spain for 9 months, 10 months a year, they say, oh, when you cross the 6-month mark, the 183 days. But it's not true you're going to pay taxes in Spain if you can prove that your center of interest is clearly outside. But of course you need bigger proof. You need to have a company with an office, with employees, with clients, like proof. So then when Hacienda comes, the Spanish tax system, you can just say, yeah, no, I have this in Bulgaria and it's actually real. But you can definitely not open a fucking LLC in the US just on paper and say,
oh yeah, I have an LLC and invoice through there.
But no, I don't pay taxes in Spain while I live there. Actually, we had a client that wanted to do that and I said, bro, it can work for 1 year, it can work for 2 years, but you're gonna get caught. What are you gonna do when you're gonna get caught? How can you prove to Hacienda? You will not. And the thing is, you will pay everything that you saved in taxes plus a fine. So I said, look, the only reason that this would make sense is one, if you want to spend in court X amount of months defending yourself. Number two, hopefully not get any criminal mark or anything for tax evasion because it's completely illegal. And number three, well, he was like, yeah, I can consider like a loan where, I keep all this money in my pocket, just setting up your tax residency there. And then, voila, you live the rest of the year where you want to live. Does it really make sense? For example, something better that he could do is just open an LLC, get an ITIN, and get some funding in the US. And that way he can just get the loan, but properly, not by doing tax evasion or something like that. So I would say if you can create a lifestyle that you live less than 6 months a year in one European country and then 6 months, let's say 5 months and 3 weeks in another, then that makes a lot of sense because you can spend 11 months and 2 weeks in Europe, and even the third country can also be an European country. So you can live 12 months, you need to find 2 or 3 bases and that's it. But if you can manage that, it's fantastic. Even if you have a family, that maybe it's the trickiest part, because if you have kids in school and you don't want to move them like in the middle of the year to another school, but if you don't, and you can just talk to your woman and say, look babe, we're gonna live 6 months here and 6 months here. She's gonna be, okay, and that's it. I think, yeah, it should be fine. And then knowing that there are territorial tax countries like Paraguay, Panama, Uruguay, and even in Asia, you can have a great lifestyle. Just setting up your tax residency there, and then voila, you live the rest of the year where you want to live. Dubai even, if you wanted to spend 90 days in Dubai, that's another option. That creates already the 0% tax setup. Cyprus, it's another great option. I used it in 2020, and it's fantastic. 60 days in that beautiful island in the Mediterranean, and voila, the rest of the 10 months of the year, you do whatever you want. Just spend less than 6 months a year in any place and you're golden. You can have multiple residencies. It does not trigger tax residency in all the places you have residency. It's two completely different things, right? Because for example, I have 8 right now. I'm thinking about the 9th one this year. I'm just to collect them. At this point, I don't need it. I can just go to that country that I want to get the residency just with my tourist visa in multiple passports that I have. They allow access there. So I don't want to live there, but it's easy to get. It's like, why not? It's fun. But actually, that's the thing. Just to prove that I can have multiple residencies and just pay taxes in one country, which is the most advantageous to me. In this case, can be 1 year in Paraguay. But the cool thing about having already the residency is that the next year, if I decided to pay taxes, let's say in Dubai, in the UAE, I can just move there for 90 days. And because I'm already a resident, becoming a tax resident is just super easy. You just need to spend the amount of time. If I'm still a resident in Cyprus, I just need to move there 60 days next year and claim tax residency and done. I just cancel the Paraguay one for the next year and I just move to Cyprus. A little bit of paperwork. But if you're already a resident, tax residency is just much simpler.
So what would you say are some of the main bullet points of the benefits of getting multiple citizenships and residencies and everything like that?
Imagine there's another lockdown. That's one of the easiest. Yeah, you're going back home, bro. It's like literally if you have 4 passports, you're going back home. It's like the airports were closed. If you are, let's say, Spanish and you want to leave Spain, it's like, no, you cannot go because it's closed. But if you were Brazilian and Spanish and you show the Brazilian passport at the airport, it's like, no, I have to go home. And they cannot block your way home. You're just going back home. So that's an option. Number 2, imagine that this thing of the stupid worldwide income taxation like the US goes to Europe. And then I get taxed for being a Spanish citizen. Then if I have 3 or 4 other passports, 5 other passports, as many as I want, or residencies, I can just ditch my Spanish passport if that was really an issue for me. unless, of course, you have companies and trust and other things that we explain, or assets in other people's names. But again, you gotta think about this, because if they get taxed, if you're using somebody as a proxy, that somebody is loyal to you and you have a lot of trust, use it as a proxy and then they get taxed worldwide for holding that citizenship, you're fucked as well. So it's something that you need to think about, for sure.
Let's say, for instance, another pandemic comes along. How are you going to be structuring your businesses and going about things?
Yeah, if a pandemic comes, the best thing you can do is to have a circle of trusted brothers. I think that's the most useful, because it's not about how much money you have. You could have millions of dollars, but if you didn't have contacts, you had to get the job. For example, we had a client, crazy story. This client wanted to live in Mexico during the pandemic, not in Canada. So what he did, because he had not just money, but the right contacts, he put 2 of his supercars in a private jet with a pilot that had a license that can cross borders between countries. Because not all pilots of jets can just travel across internationally. They can travel around Canada, around Mexico, but not across. So he found a pilot that could cross, that has the permission to just go to the other country. And he did 3 trips, one for him and his family, one for one supercar and one for another supercar, you know? But again, he could have millions and he would be stuck in Canada unless he knew this pilot and had the jet that would carry the supercars and his family, and this guy that just flew 3 times back and forth completely legally. He just cleared the air and just like, he went. And then he spent the pandemic like more than a year in Mexico, chilling there with his cars and his family. So these things, or some people that buy these bunkers and build the bunkers and say, yeah, if the pandemic hits, I'm gonna go to Hawaii, I'm gonna go to Paraguay or Patagonia with this bunker that I built. Bro, how are you gonna get there from, let's say, from France if there's a pandemic? Like, yeah, you need really somebody who can fly you. It's not just about having the money. You need the permissions, you need licenses, you need approvals.
So do you need like connections in every country in the world?
Yeah, correct. And connections that not only you have them in your phone, but that actually you call and they pick up the phone, you know? And then, yeah, because, and especially in stressful situations, like somebody when everything's easy might do a favor, but when something gets tough, when shit hits the fan really, in a stressful situation, is this person going to get out of their way to help you out? What's the level of trust and cooperation, brotherhood that you have with that person? It's not about money. At that point, when stressful situations hit, it's not about how much money you have, it's who is willing to really go out of their way to help you out, and who has the knowledge to solve a problem that you have. And the stronger the network and the Rolodex, which we always say the Rolodex, right, in first class citizens, is like this list of contacts. You know, before this Rolodex was this thing that you had all the contacts, people can search what's a Rolodex. But basically it's having people that you cultivate, you nurture, and you also shot guns with them, or you fought with them, you sparred. So you know that they are capable not just in a business realm, but also in problem solving. They are fast thinkers, they can drive fast, they can think fast, they can fight, they can shoot. So really a well-rounded man. Because when I see a fat, rich man, I don't respect it, bro. It's like, great, you made money, but look at your fucking physique. And we had a conversation with a gentleman that he was like, he's fucking fat. It's like 25 or 30 kilos overweight, like obese. He's like worth 8 figures, right? It's like,
Man, what do you think about this new venture? I think I can make 2-3 million,
And there was another man in the table and he had, bro, might I ask you a question? It's like, yeah, why the fuck are you thinking about a new business and adding some more zeros to your bank account if you are this fucking fat? You know, just like this time that you're gonna invest in this new startup or whatever the fuck you wanna do, just go to the fucking treadmill, you know, get on the floor and do some push-ups, because it's fucking lame, your physical conditions. And to have these raw, honest conversations, this level of candor, of frankness, man to man, you know, looking in the eyes and saying, bro, you are fucking fat, like do something about it, you know, start fighting, you're a pussy, like you're not able to even run, you know, whatever it is. Like somebody can be not fat, but fucking skinny, you know, and be like, I can just grab you by the neck, or I can just punch you once and you're gonna be on the fucking floor. You don't want these weak men in your network. You want strong men, because a weak man is a liability. It's a weak link on the chain. If they get intimidated, they can just sell you out, you know, to protect themselves, or they can just get scared. But the stronger the man in all the capabilities, mental, resistance to interrogation, like driving, multiple driving licenses, multiple passports, everything we discussed. Like, why do you want a man that a government can just freeze all his assets in just one fucking click? You want somebody that has 12 bank accounts and 3 crypto wallets, cold storage in different places of the world. He just takes a plane or makes a phone call and boom, he has crypto again to transact freely. He has multiple homes in his property. He has an off-grid compound, for example. So if shit hits the fan, he's not trapped in a city. He can literally self-sustain himself. I have men in my network that have that. It's like, bro, whenever something happens, like you have a bed here in my home, like 3 hours away from any city in the middle of nowhere. I've visited the place. It's crazy what he has. Like he has water, unlimited water, has a creek, subterranean underground water. He has a fire, electricity, solar panels, like an engine, a combustion, everything, bro, everything. He thought about everything. Fucking paranoid, but paranoid people is the ones who survive. So this is what you want to have, and this is what's first-class citizen, you know, truly.
So how would you suggest if I'm like fully starting out, I have 0 contacts, I'm in the middle of Europe, I have nothing. How do I go about getting people in my network and to be a part of my side?
The fastest and what I did is I invested in already created networks. So I tapped into an existing group of capable men and I just added as much value as I could in there. That's the fastest, that's the easiest. I would say that's even the cheapest because you don't go on the street and say,
"Do you want to be my friend?" Hello, let's be friends.
you can go to networking events and things, but weekend events like a networking, marketing, business, whatever, you're not making these friends for a lifetime. You know, so if you already are part of a group and you can get introduced to that group, that's the fastest. For example, if somebody becomes a first-class citizen, a client, we already have hundreds of clients inside with all types, all realms, like real estate agents, crypto, cybersecurity. We have everything you can imagine inside. So it's crazy, the chat. We have a private chat. They make requests. Bro, literally, request, I'm like, what the fuck is this request? Literally 2 minutes later, somebody's like, oh yeah, I will DM you. I know a guy that... No, so it's not only that hundreds of men that we have there, it's who they know, because there's always the guy who knows the guy who knows a couple of things about a couple of things, and that's what makes it impressive to me. So I would say that's one first-class citizen. They can go to another one and just tap into different networks of leaders that they get inspired by, that they have similar values, and boom, done.
So let's say I have a citizenship and my family or grandparents are from like a different country. How can you say, get a passport by descent, get a citizenship by descent? How do you even go about that?
Yeah, the first thing you do is go and research your family tree. You want to start collecting the birth certificates of your ancestors, your parent, grandparent. You also need to check the laws of that country. Some countries cap it to your parent. Some allow up to grandparents. Some allow to have a missing link. So if your grandparent was from Poland and your parent didn't claim the citizenship, you can still claim yours. I'm just inventing. Could be Poland, could be another one. I don't know all of them by heart, but there can be a missing link. Some others know. Your parent, your dad, your mom should claim the citizenship first. So you can take 1 year or 2, and then you can claim it from them. So there cannot be a missing link. Some other countries, you can go up to the 1800s and still claim it. You're like, oh yeah, my great-great-great-grandparent was from there. And then you prove it, you can get citizenship by descent.
And something expensive to do?
No, that's one of the cheapest ones, actually. Most affordable, like less than, let's say, 10K US dollars. And yeah, 1 year, 2 years. And basically what you're paying is for the experts. For example, I know because we have partners that do research in 13 countries. And they can not just go to the towns to ask in your behalf, like in kind of a power of attorney, ask in your behalf about your ancestry, but also then they know the people in the government and how the process works to claim that citizenship by descent. So they do the research. For example, we had a client that found 3 citizenships just by doing the research. So he paid nothing, like a few $1,000s, and the team did extensive research and voila, found 3. And then he could claim 3, and he's in the process of getting 3 new citizenship for like pennies on the dollar, and he didn't know.
So let's say your family is like super diverse. Can you get these citizenships like handed out just like hotcakes?
100%. Yeah, you can go from 1 passport to 4 passports in a matter of a few years.
So what would you say to the people that are listening right now and watching this? What would be like their first step to getting to a place where you are right now?
I would say if they're interested in all of these topics, to follow, to of course watch more videos, and they soak it. You know, they start listening to concepts, they start, oh, non-dom status, territorial tax system, citizenship by descent, citizenship by exception. They start discovering new ways to get things done, that if you don't know that you don't know. That's the problem. We talk about, look, it's so funny because we talk about the income tax, the capital gain tax, the inheritance tax, but the worst tax of all, do you know which one it is? The ignorance tax. You don't know what you don't know. And that one key piece of information can just completely change your reality. Knowledge is power, but also you need to take action. Because there's also these library bugs, library worms that just like live in the library and just study, and 5 years later they still have the same amount of citizenships, residencies, bank accounts, everything. So yeah, they know everything, but they don't take action. It's a balance of both. In first-class citizens, we love speed. Like I always say, speed. I'm addicted to speed in general. I like driving fast, I like running fast, I love things fast, right? So speed is the name of the game, and that's why I'm the age that I am, and boom, I have everything that I have because I like things fast. So I would say learn, avoid the ignorance tax, just like kill it with more knowledge, and then implement with speed. That's what I would say to them. And yeah, they can watch the YouTube videos, they are for free. We have some free chapters on guides on how to get new passports, your next citizenship, your next residency, US bank accounts, international bank accounts. So yeah, I would say go there, watch, and whenever they are ready, take a consultation. That's what accelerated my personal story. I explained in another video, but taking a 30-minute consultation with an expert is what got me out of Spain, paying 52% in taxes to boom, tax heaven next year and keeping with the same revenue, double the profit. Crazy. And from there, like, we are here now. I would have paid now much more if I knew that I would get here. Like, it's invaluable, the ROI that I got from that consultation. So yeah, whatever they are, like if they can pay whatever they have, 100, 200, 500, 1,000, they are maybe high net worth individuals with complex situations. Man, 50,000, just like get everything solved at once. So yeah, I would say get the knowledge from an expert that can tailor it to you. But yeah, everybody has their own pace. Some will prefer the free YouTube videos, some will go straight to action. They can choose, and voila, everybody can then become more sovereign. And I can truly believe that if they put in the work, they can become first-class citizens.